Let's start the podcast.
I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
He's pointing at me. That means that we're recording and we're underway here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Two Owls, One Pod, the comedy podcast spinoff from the web series The Two Dicks, 1950s detectives that are inappropriate, politically incorrect, and hysterical. You can find that all on YouTube. I'm Al Ducharme, Studio City, California, and that is my partner in crime, Al Romas in Clearwater, Florida. Hi, Al. What's going on? I see you got a new lid.
I got a new lid. Yeah, we discussed a week or two ago. The other one, it hung in there about 6 years or so. And then Kelly asked very subtly if it could be cleaned and washed and destroyed. So I went on eBay.
Are we talking about your penis or your hat?
Well, both. Yeah, it's probably true on both. I got to be honest. But there was a guy on eBay who has, I guess, from FSG, and he had the brand new ones for, I don't know, $13 or something. And I think I might have said, but I love this kind of a hat because it's a hat, but it doesn't bring attention like we're in New You and people go, "Oh, thank you, fan." FSG, they don't know what this is. Nobody really gets it unless you're a real cigar weirdo. So, it's just a good hat,
it's
nice
subtle,
logo.
It's a subtle thing. It kind of looks like you're either pro or an active member of the gay community.
It looks like instead of FSG, are you saying it's?
I didn't say
PS looks like an A.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Well, now I'm rethinking this every time I go to put it on. Wait a second.
It's a fine looking lid. It's kind of cool.
Oh. Yeah, not if it says FAG on it. Now
no, it's great.
Oh, jeez.
I would wear it whenever you get a chance.
Well, I know you'd wear it. That's what scares me. Now I'm gonna. I got to go to the lid shop after this pod and make a new purchase.
Lid Shop, 1215 Main Street in Clearwater, Florida. The Lid Shop, sponsor on the pod today. Lid Shop.
That'd be a good name for a dispensary. The Lid Shop. Because weren't they lids back in the day? I think we were lids or drugs, and I don't know. Some was lids, but the Lid.
You did a lot
Shop.
of deep diving research for your 1950s detective character on The Two Dicks.
Yeah. Well, that's all it is research. I mean, those things, that is a lot of work. Get really into character.
So what do you think of the do? I got high and tight.
I don't know.
I'm getting a little bit of the the silver white here on the side. Paulie Walnuts from
you go to
Patreon.
Patreon, folks. Check out Al. He had some work. He had a haircut. He's gone tight on the sides, but they've cut into the sides there. You wanted those lines there? Is that a look? What's happening?
No,
there?
I don't ask for it. It's just when I first get my haircut, it's for 2 weeks. I look like Paulie Walnuts from The Sopranos. So
that's not a good look. Nobody wants that.
I'm married. I'm not out in the market. I'm not chasing
you're on
pussy.
Stage, man. You don't want to walk on stage and people go, "Look at this fucker's hair. It's throwing me off."
They're looking like this guy's connected to the mob.
I can't listen to his fart sounds if I'm looking at his hair. It's a weird cut. I want to be able to really focus on his sounds that he's providing.
So you should wear that lid on stage so they can focus on your jokes.
No, I'm never wearing this again. Now that it says fag on it.
No, it doesn't say fag. You got to do it. Once you do the double take, the second time you go, "Oh, it doesn't say fag."
All right. Where do you get your haircut? You don't go to what the fuck are you drinking, sir? You got to see this, folks. This is a mason jar of green vomit. That's really what I just. It's perfectly described.
This is Kermit poo, and it's delicious.
What are you doing? What is that?
What are you talking about? Kelly sticks these things in your face all the time.
No, not like that. I'm not drinking that shit. What is that? Some California nonsense?
It's a protein drink, but I added a scoop of super greens to it.
Dude,
you got to remember, I had the food poisoning, so I'm I'm going to
That
do
was 2
this.
weeks ago. You should be better by now.
I am better by now. It was a week ago. And that first week or two, 10 days, I'm trying to take advantage of my full body evacuation. The small intestine is 27 feet long, whereas the large intestine is like the size of a Nerf football. So they call it the large intestines because it's wider and the small intestines because it's thinner, but actually 27 feet long.
We got a clip. I'm kidding, but it's horrible.
I'm taking advantage of it being empty, so I'm like pushing through all the antioxidants and all that.
And this is a week your wife's not home. You could be enjoying some old fashions, some pizza, some cigars, and really enjoying it. Instead, you're drinking Kermit poo and getting a bad haircut. This is really disappointing. Do you go to a commercial place? Like, we talking, whatever the fucking places are? It's Fantastic Sam's, or are you going to a gal or a guy?
I used to go to the place right here that closed, and it was like $60.
Yeah.
It started at 45 and they made their way up to 60, and then you're tipping, and all of a sudden it's $70.
I'm near $100 for a haircut now.
$75. Yeah. So, well, you get your little work done. Anyways,
I get my pubes dyed. So
right.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
I shave now. I don't do the dye anymore. I don't do
no.
No. I just shave.
You just shave them off?
I shave them off because they're all gray now. And I save them for Christmas, and I put them on my face.
Oh,
with
I was going to think
gum.
those are fun gifts for people. Really show you care.
Well, I do my Santa impression, and I do toys for tots. But let's face it, I'm there for the tots.
Yeah.
I want to sit on my lap and talk about the first thing that pops up. Boop.
Who's at the door? The U.S. Marshals? What the fuck is happening?
All hands. Anyways,
I had my hair braided last week when I was on the cruise, and I'll tell you, those little beads are annoying when you're trying to walk back to the ship, folks.
Two in a row. We pulled those out of the comedy closet. Those came out.
You got to blow up the dust, and the mouse ran out of the box, and those things have a little age on them. But I'll tell you what, they're probably being delivered nightly out in that fucking ocean.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of comedians that reach back to the quiver of
so hacky
stock lines or hack lines. And
yes, right. Yeah. And very very confident about it. Like sometimes, you say things and they go, hey, those have been around. Those are good. The audience likes them. And that's why they're there, those kind of lines. And you go, no, you're not supposed to use them really, but okay. Like, have you ever, I've never, and I'm not judging, maybe you have, I'm not good, but have you ever done the one with the watch? The guy late, you've said that? I've just,
like 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years ago. It's still being done.
Yeah.
Still. And you go, you can't say that. Come on, man. You can't.
Here's the thing. Majority of the audience never heard it.
And they love it.
And they think he's a genius.
I know. And I curl up in a ball and sob.
I do too. I would say, especially when I first started out, there was they called them, someone told us, these are stock lines. Every comedian uses them. So they were like telling us it was okay. Yeah. But as you grow, you're like, no, that's not okay. But most people will say, yeah, that's not okay. And then other people,
right?
Yeah, that's in their arsenal. And they get a laugh on it every time. So when they do their own bit and get nothing, they whip that sucker out.
Well, when I started in Virginia, a lot of the middle acts, especially who would come through for the weekend, they would have those all. And I had guys telling me you should write out, you have them like written, like your heckle responses and shit. And then when I got to New York and I went to East Side and some other places, and I realized, that's like the worst thing you can have on you. Pre-written heckle responses. I think I was being heckled, like labeled like this guy's a hack. And you go, whoa, no, we don't do that. I didn't know.
Because if
I
a
won't.
booker, a club owner or a booker sees you do that, because they've seen it
Yeah,
100 times,
it looks like shit.
you just
Yeah.
push yourself down the list. You're the
Hmm.
emergency guy if they're in a jam. Call that hack up.
Yeah, you're the guy working Royal Caribbean on Christmas week. Is your 1 week of the year?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, they're giving me a tryout on Christmas. Actually, we have no one at all to work, so that's why you're there. It's on a
Hmm.
tryout. But
Hmm.
yeah, whatever. So no, Bernie not home this week. Is this what I'm getting?
Bunny not home.
Bernie not home.
She far away.
Ah,
Is that racist?
and yes, and I enjoyed it. And
You
but it
can't.
was
How is an accent racist?
well because nothing is racist, and yet everything is. It's just whatever
I
people
thought if
want
you're
to
saying something
misconstrue.
negative about a certain people that in a negative context that's
Well,
considered racist.
I mean, didn't Norm say the China man is really the least racist of all the slurs because he's from China and he's a man,
Yeah.
China man. There's nothing, but yet that's offensive. You have to say Asian.
You can do an accent if it's of your same color. Is that correct? Like I could do an Irish or a Scottish accent and it's not racist. But if I do an Asian accent, it's racist because it's not of my race.
I guess I
Someone,
don't know
that's
how
not
that
the
works.
definition.
There's no
That's not
and
the
there's no
definition.
rules. There's no
That
rules.
is not the fucking definition. Look it
Any
up.
Asian would laugh harder than Whitey anyway. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Who doesn't laugh at shit? I would laugh if someone did an impression of me. Like I would be laughing. I would
Right.
think that's hilarious.
I
You
have
know?
to meet my security cameras because they're blowing up because there's a guy cutting the trees out front here. So I guess
Same guy would cut your hair. Hey,
pow, 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 pow.
there we go.
Lord forgive
Um,
forgive us if we
so
let 2
so the
minutes go.
wife is away, and yet I saw a Facebook post that it's somebody's anniversary. Well, what's up
Uh-huh.
with that? How does that work?
Well,
Little Zoom, you know, action.
no. We were together for 10 days prior to her leaving town for a week. So she actually went on a cruise with me right here out of Los Angeles. So we did
And she
7
got to
days.
wipe your ass and
Yep.
then clean
Mhm.
up your vomit. That must have
Mhm.
been
Mhm.
that's
Well, the vomit didn't
happy
start.
anniversary, baby.
The vomit didn't start until we watched your open bar special. That's when.
Oh,
Oh.
all righty.
But then I went right out like a light and slept like a baby.
Yeah, okay. That's usually the review. So,
I actually enjoyed that. I
I'm
had to
glad
watch
it could clean you out a little bit.
I had to
there,
watch a
pal.
couple of the clips again because you are relentless.
Oh,
You
funny.
are relentless. With the guy taking a smoke break, he's been married 5 times or something, and
Oh yeah,
he's like, this is it. The fifth is the
yeah.
charm, or whatever it is.
It was, but he was that classic. Like the woman was like, 350 pounds, and he was like 40 pounds, standing,
Yeah.
thin and wet, and just
She was
smoking. And
she was the cocaine mule, and he was the
yeah,
the
yeah.
addict.
This was true love here. It was really. It's going to work this time on these two. How many years for you and Bernie? What are we looking at here?
We just hit our second decade, believe it or not. Can you believe that?
No.
2 decades together, no kids.
Wow.
A few pets, or
I would have lost money on that. When I met you, I would have taken the under. I would have taken under 20.
Well, hold on.
I'm just saying.
The day is young.
I'm just saying.
We have been together.
Time.
Would you say we've been together 60 to 65% of the time of the 20 years because of us both being comedians?
Well,
is that a fair assessment?
I mean, maybe possibly a little less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're working at least 2 weeks out of the month, and that's a year. So you're doing half a year, and then she's working, and then you get a cut. So, half. So if you get married, you're married 20, you'd have been together 10.
I think we should wrap it up. 10's a good number if the actual years together.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
been, plenty.
What's going to end
And
first, my marriage or this podcast?
this pod, we're down to 2 more.
Woo!
That was the goal. I said once if we hit 300 podcasts, and I remember we said something like, that'll be 8 years from now. Some horrible math, but it has taken. I mean, it's amazing how long it does take. We've been at this since COVID,
over 4 years.
over 4 years, and we're going to be hitting
April of
300.
2020. April of 2020.
Right.
And we
Right.
actually have a couple that we didn't record. We just did them live. We did one on Facebook.
Oh, that's
Live.
right.
So we're actually probably
We're
just
over
at 300.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not
We're
public knowledge at this juncture.
all right.
So I have to cut that one out.
All right, in public knowledge. Okay. I was just wondering.
I think I explained this to you before, but you tune me out when you at certain points.
I do.
It's like we're married.
I will admit that. He's not lying. So you're home next week? You got another week of domestic bliss?
Yeah, I blacked that out of my calendar, but I said if there's a 3-day cruise or possibly a 4, I may be interested to cover. Because those
you'd like
are
a
so
full check
much.
for 3 days? You'd be willing to do that? Yeah.
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 If the dame isn't here,
Sure.
But she's actually coming back tomorrow.
God damn it.
No,
that's
Saturday.
awesome. Yeah.
So Friday night, I'm going to have, I'm unemployed and I'm going to have a few friends over and I'm going to bust out the pizza oven.
Oh, here we go.
And we're going to have the COVID Cafe. The COVID Cafe was the outdoor area in the back of the property that we actually put on a live comedy show there, sold out. And
6 people.
We had 5 seats, so we had standing room only.
Standing room with 6 feet apart only.
I believe we had 37, not counting the 4 comedians we had.
Oh, did you go past the pole? If you go past the pole, you get
go past the pole. You're supposed to dance.
Yeah, Tampa Improv, fuck off. Yeah,
we were.
Remember,
it was a Tuesday night. We were surprised.
We did the 2 Dicks live show at the Tampa Improv, and
we hit the mark.
And we hit the mark. They said if you go past this pole, people
you get the bump.
Little bump, little bonus dough, and we went past the pole, and they said, "Here's a small check, and go fuck yourself." So that was nice.
We were delighted. The wait staff that normally wouldn't work on a Tuesday night, they work Wednesday through Saturday. They were like, "Oh, fuck, I don't want to be here." And all of a sudden, we're busy, and they're all gonna make $250, $300.
That's
like, ding, 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 ding. Here's your drink. Here's your drink. Here's your drink.
They made more than we did.
Their smiles on their face.
Yeah,
because they were a little short staffed, but that meant.
Oh yeah, well you go.
They probably made $400 each. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, who's here? It's a Tuesday night. Why are we open? Well, we got the two dicks. Oh, brother. Oh shit! I'm making $4, and then people came in.
There was one staff member who was supposed to come in and didn't, and they were like, "Fuck! I want to go home early. Now I got to clean up." Yeah, it was one of those things. But when their pockets were lined, they were very happy about it because they made more money on the Tuesday night than they did on the Wednesday and Thursday, most likely.
Hell yeah! It was good, but. Yeah, so they still Tampa Improv. Well, actually, it's not even there anymore. It's a Funny Bone, and it's different crowd nowadays at the old Bone in Ybor City.
Yo, what's up, Holmes?
That's it. You got it.
Is that racist?
No, it was a clear message to Whitey what's happening in the world. So your wife comes in tomorrow. She's home tomorrow.
No,
and.
Well, this is airing Monday. She'll already be home. Yeah.
Monday this airs, so yeah.
No, she'll come home. She's actually coming home Saturday night. Now, they're flying her out of Tampa, 6:50 p.m. flight. So it's a direct flight. So I said, hey, see if you can get standby on an earlier flight, even if you have a layover in Dallas or something. for an hour, you'll still get home way earlier.
Yeah. Oh, that $650 to go to the West Coast. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
You do gain the 3 hours. It's 3 hours early, but
It's too late.
He's landing at 8:50. I'm like, land at 4,
and
we'll go, to our little restaurant we go to in Culver on the west side. It's called Meet Me in Paris. That's one of our things. If one of our flights lands at peak traffic, we go there and kill a couple hours, and it's awesome.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I'm home. Well, this is airing Monday. Today I would be in Brooklyn. I'll be in Brooklyn, New York.
Yo, Brooklyn in the house. And what vessel will you be boarding?
I'll be on the Serenade on Tuesday. The end of their world. They're sailing now from, I believe, Iceland. Amsterdam. I think maybe they went to Amsterdam and now they're sailing to New York. And
this is going to go one of two ways. Are you ready?
Yeah, tell me, man.
I've done a couple of these world cruises, and I told you the story many times on air. The cruise director leans in and goes, "They're going to hate you. It doesn't matter. They've hated everybody for the past month. They stayed on the world cruise too long. They want off." Or it's going to go poorly. It's going to be a lot of work, or it's going to be sensational because they're coming to the finish line and you're going to be the marker. Like, he is the final act of our cruise.
I think it's going to go the latter.
I'm hoping.
Because it's the end. They're in New York. They're heading to Bermuda, and I'm doing a late night adult comedy. That's it. 10:45.
Oh, you're going to kill it.
And so I have my whole fucking
thing. I
can just throw it out there, and it should go fine. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. Even if they're old and fucking bored, I still say enough curses to make you laugh. So I think it'll be good. Then I'll have 2 days off, and then I get off the ship in Bermuda, which I think we've talked about. That trip out of there blows, no matter what. With the luggage to the ferry, and the ferry to the cab, and the cab to the airport, customs. And
even when I was doing that as a younger man,
when I wore a younger man's clothes,
I didn't care for it back then. Now
I agree, and I haven't done it in 15 years per se. So you know what I mean? I was a younger man, definitely.
Yeah.
But I remember it then being like, this is hard. This is a long travel.
I'm never doing this again 15 years later.
Son of a bitch.
The only reason we keep you alive is to row the ship.
But
row well and live.
But would you take that instead of, I would have been going to the Icon on Saturday for a full week. Now I fly to Serenade on Monday, get on Tuesday, and leave on Friday. So I have a couple extra days at home, a much easier schedule. I'm doing one show instead of 13. I mean, so that's the little bit of rub with the travel, but I'll take it.
Here's the thing. You fancy the comedy club cruise ships where they have 12 to 14 shows, and you like that. But now I think you've been doing it so long, you're kind of enjoying doing some of these other ships. You're getting because it breaks up the monotony.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
I didn't realize it. It was 8 months of the Icon, that schedule with the comedy club.
That's a hamster wheel, man. That's I know you like the extra money and that you're one of their darlings, but Jesus Christ.
It's a lot. So but next year I'm doing the Liberty, which I don't remember, but the Liberty's a regular. That's not an Oasis, right? Liberty. No. What is that, like Freedom?
Freedom class.
Oh, okay, good. Because I've got a few of those, so that's theater, late night, or farewell. Good. People go. A lot of comedians go. At least every night when you work every night, the week goes fast. I found the week on the Freedom being off was one of the fastest weeks I've ever worked in my life. I really
Well,
did.
that's
I
the
enjoyed
mind
that freedom.
that's the mindset because you were in that rhythm for so long that those fast weeks became the norm. And then when you had the 4 or 5 days off in between, you were doing you it was all about you rather
All
than
about
all
me.
about the show.
Yeah.
And it changes the pace,
Yeah.
and you get into
Yeah.
your rhythm there with that. Oh, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go here. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
going to go to the cigar lounge on shore. I'm going to go there. You have your little places you like to go.
Well,
I
and
don't,
it's
I don't
great to
agree with
not
some of
have
the
to
places you
go.
do go.
You don't agree with it? Really? Gay boarding house? Is that where this is going? Little prep school with kids who don't wear pants? Is this where this is going? Which one?
You
Just
beat
do
me
it.
off to it.
Yeah, after 6 years or whatever it is. Ah, damn. Hey,
Uh,
speaking of, and I think that's what I say every time I bring up something.
this is Joe Compton speaking.
Speaking of, hey, last pod, remember I was telling you that little girl was in the front row and welcome aboard, and could yodel.
Swiss mix.
Ricola. So I go to the farewell show, the 7 day 7 farewell show, 7:15 p.m. And I walk out there and I do my first joke, and there's little Angelina, front row and
Front row.
center, waving at me. Mom next to her, waving with her camera. She's got a real camera here, not just her phone, and she's like pointing at the camera. And I'm trying to, and it's a big crowd, but I'm like, oh yeah, hey, and she goes, remember my Angelina? Remember? And I'm like, yes, I remember. She yodeled. Did everyone see it? And enough people saw it, so I
Yeah.
said, you want to do it again? I imagine, and I brought her back up.
Okay, let me just jump in here. Those of
Yeah.
you that are just hearing this for the first time, Al's kind of covering it, but his previous show, the little girl went up and did her yodeling and the crowd went bananas. And he goes, what do you think? The chances of them showing up at my next show and sitting right in the front row wanting to go up again. I go, I don't know, 50-50, but sure enough, 100%. She showed up again, stealing your limelight.
Yep. And the mom was standing up and she was filming it with her camera, and it was all them. You know what I mean? It was like the girl was dressed up. She put on a dress because she knew I'm going to be on stage. Oh, the worst. But again, in my head, I'm like, well, this is eating up 5 minutes. So I did a little interview. Where you go to school? What grade are you in? You ever get pregnant? Have you had an abortion? All these, and it went great. They loved it. The crowd.
She discovered yodeling. Now wait till she discovers masturbation. Yodeling is going to take a back seat.
Or when she discovers something else she can do with that yodeling throat of hers, and she's a big hero in high school. She won't be sitting in the front row.
Are we going to get canceled because of that? Is that?
I hope it's time. It's time.
It's time.
Speaking of time, see, I say speaking of every time. I got to stop that. What's your take, man? Because you're a spaceman type guy. What's your take on these astronauts? They're up there and they ain't coming home.
Yeah, they pushed it off till February because there's an issue with the Boeing spacecraft, and it's got some leaks. So they're going to fly that back to the Earth unmanned by remote control because it's too dangerous to put humans on board, and they don't want another space disaster as they had with the Challenger in 1986. Wow,
well, I'm not in the
Ducharme
Navy anymore.
Pulling that shit out.
I'm not in the Navy anymore, so I can't go and rescue them if they hit the water. So they'd be on their own.
Well, you were on a minesweeper, so
I was on a helicopter carrier.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other podcast you do with a guy with a minesweeper.
That correction was
this fucker never served.
That that correction you just did was so fucking manly. It was a helicopter carrier. It was like you were like, you were just letting me know.
Well, that's it.
I'm a man and you're a child.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
Wait till
to do
I
that
discover masturbation. Holy shit.
at least once a podcast. That's fun to do. Hey, so what do you think? Are they going to be? I mean, what can they do again? They're just got to stay up there till February. And
well, I'm curious. I
what
haven't
the
read
hell?
what is the deal with the astronauts? Are they like,
What
yes,
is the deal with
I
the
can do all
astronauts?
these other experiments, or are they like, fuck?
What do you think? They're supposed to be down in a week. Wasn't it up there for like a week? Their mission it was very quick.
Oh, I didn't know it was a week mission.
I think they were bringing shit up there for the astronauts and come back. Their thing I read was like 7 days.
Oh, I thought it was like a couple of months.
No, so
oh shit,
yeah,
that sucks.
I'm saying.
I'm worried about their mental health.
I'm not, but I know what you mean. But I'm
pretending.
Not really. Yeah.
No, I'm pretending. I'm trying.
That'd be weird.
Why that Al Ducharme? He's always thinking of others.
And then
I can't get away with it around you. You unmask me all the time.
Well, wouldn't that be weird though if you were like sad? You go, "What's going on?" Al's bummed about the astronauts being up in space.
Hey, did you guys cancel the podcast today? Yeah, Al's all caught up with the astronauts.
You go on the ship and call the production manager. I can't do the shows at least tonight, maybe tomorrow. What's the matter? The astronauts, man. I'm thinking about them, and I'm really bummed out about it.
Question.
Get it. No problem, Al. You got it, buddy. Yeah.
Question. You know, when we watch those space movies,
sure,
something like that happens, and one of the guys goes, "Well, I was saving this for a rainy day," and he pulls out the 200-year-old scotch.
Yeah.
And they all party. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have enough booze to last till February. Imagine that.
Well, are they going to send? Are they going to send an unmanned up there with, stuff? I mean, are they? Can these people have enough to eat, drink, live for 8 months?
Is Elon Musk going to save the day, or one of the billionaires? Or
I don't know. I should read more about it, but I'm not like you. I don't really
Branson?
care that deeply. You know, it would be fun though.
What's that?
And this would be a missed opportunity if we don't.
Okay.
When the two come back after 8 months and they splash into the ocean and bobbing around, when they pop the top, everyone there should be in Planet of the Apes costumes. Right?
You're fucking cruel, man.
Wouldn't that be great?
You are so cruel.
I'm just saying. How do you miss that opportunity?
I mean, I'd participate. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd wear one of the masks, but I didn't come up with that idea.
That would be awesome.
That would be fucking great as a prank.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we're missing one of the great comedy opportunities if we don't pull that after 8 months in space, the final frontier.
I think that would be wonderful. Wonderful trick. Wonderful trick.
Good times. Good times.
A good prank.
You got any land gigs coming up? Anything happening? Plug away. Plug away.
I actually, not until anything significant worth mentioning, not until February when I go to Aruba Rays Comedy Club in Aruba. I think I'm going to be doing a fundraiser in West Palm Beach for the wealthy people.
When?
In February. And then I go right from there. I spend 2 or 3 days at their, it's 4 doors down from the Epstein mansion that was demolished, by the way. The Epstein mansion was bulldozed.
Yeah.
It's 4 houses down, which is probably like a half a mile,
right?
Quarter mile. It's one of those. It's a
3/4 of a mile
oceanfront mega mansion, but they're doing a fundraiser, and I got to find out about the dough because they're, what is it? They're flying us. They're putting us up. We get to use the resort. But
who are these people? Who got the gig? How did it get booked?
I'm not going to name names.
This guy's not going to talk. All right.
I'm not going to tell.
No, I'm just wondering how you have a gig in February. You don't know what the money.
Well, here's the thing. I was going to ask you this question. I'm going to Aruba for 2 weeks, so I'm going to be in and out of Aruba. Now, last year when I did this, I said, "Hey, I'm going to be in Aruba," and I was able to step on a cruise ship and sail back to Miami in 3 days and make a full pay. So
Mhm.
I don't know if I want to surrender my window there to the fundraiser. I'm being too greedy.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, not being well. I don't know anything about this
So
fundraiser. I don't.
agreeing to the fundraiser without knowing too many of the details.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I go, get me some more. I'm waiting for the details, but like the name of the fundraiser but I don't know if I want to block out 2 or 3 days
No,
if it's not some good cake.
it could be $500, and you're like,
Well,
well,
yeah,
what am I doing? I lost that, and you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
even.
That's what
And
I'm
it's in
saying.
February. You don't think I'd wait and go. It's on hold till I get a full schedule from my benefactor.
I just said I actually didn't fully commit. I go, that sounds like it's doable. Let's talk more. Give me some more deets. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Are they flying me out first class? Am I going to get an economy ticket? Are they giving
No.
me a budget? Are they expecting me to donate all my time? What's the scope?
Well, where'd these people come
Who
from?
are these people?
Do you know them? Or are you like, what is this?
It's a Nantucket rich people connection thing.
Okay. All right.
What I'm saying is they'll spend 150 grand on the soiree on the beach with cooks
Yeah,
and
but
waiters and all that.
they're not gonna pay you what a cruise would pay you for that week.
And no, I agree, but hobnobbing and getting another gig out of it, that's the whole purpose.
Yeah, I
Getting
don't know.
another gig out of getting like
That
a two.
hobnobbing sounds gross. I would but did you have to send Royal or anyone or your agent give you like whatever the, days you need off for next year?
Yep.
Did you have that week open?
Yep.
Okay. So you don't have to do anything. Just sit back, wait till you get your ship offers.
And then
And
say
if
I
you
can't
get
do it. I took a, but I also want to know the details.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If they offered you $1,500 plus travel, would you do it?
$1,500
And
plus
accommodations.
travel
And it's a
accommodations.
mansion, so you'd have
Right.
and all
But
your high-end meals and all that.
on the other end, you're looking at doing one of those little short 3-day cruises for a full check.
Yeah. So
So I would take that,
you take what? The full check.
the cruise and the check, because I also don't like corporate gigs that can be you might take it and go, this was a good idea. Then you walk in and it's an outdoor tent and you're like,
It's a
oh my
risk.
God.
But I've also, over the years, not always, but occasionally, things go your way, and all of a sudden you get a couple of other offers that are regular gigs that pay very well.
It's a gamble.
It's a fishing expedition.
Yeah, it's a gamble. You're going out there hoping to catch something else, and with it, at this point, I would take the cruise just because I don't like at this point. It's not even so much the money aspect. I just don't like walking into those situations where I don't know what is going to happen. You know what I mean? Like those kind of things where you just walk in and go, guys, we said what is this, a podium? And they're like, yeah, you need a podium, right? I'm like,
yep.
No, I don't need a podium, And then you look, because it's you up there that has to take the heat and, whether you bomb or it works. So that's me. But I say that, but then if you offered me 10 grand to go work the outdoor tent, I'm there.
Yeah. As I get older, I'm a little bit more like Al Romas. I don't know if Al Romas acts the way he talks, but I'm more like, if there's a podium, I'm not walking on stage.
That's right. So
they make sure there's a sound system there.
It's not a lot to ask.
No, but
we
so many people. Well, I'll say sound system, everything's gonna be fine. Now I add in, because if it's a podium, I don't want a podium. There's got to be a microphone,
right?
And I go. It can't be a musical stand with 3 legs like a tripod. No. It has to be a round bottom. And if you're going to go wireless, make sure that has a new battery in it. I say all this stuff. I go, if it's not working, I'm not on stage. That's just it. So now, and they know I'm serious. It gets done. There's no mistakes.
Yeah. The last one I did in Atlanta, they had a podium. And I said, I'm not going to do it. You know, you got to have a mic. And they're like, well, there's a mic there. And I'm like, no, you got to have a real mic. Got to be on a cord, got to be loose, walk around. And they did that. They go, we'll get that done. I go, and these lights are, you got to have like at least one spot so we can make it dark. And then I get there, the show's at 7:30, whatever. I get there after 7, and I realize they got rid of the podium. They got a mic. They have no spots. So it was the house lighting.
Yeah.
House lighting in a ballroom.
That takes 30, 40% away from your rhythm. And
yeah. And then, of course, there was no real opening. The guy didn't do anything, just bring me up. So you got still half the crowd's in the back at the bar. They're not going to come back and sit in their seats. They're still going to stand in the back at the bar listening. So you get so now tables are empty. It's dark. And you just look at your watch and go, all right,
hey,
50 minutes. Here we go.
In that situation, when they're all by the bar in the back, he said, hey, folks, we're going to be starting our comedy show in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You got to say it twice. So wrap it up over there by the bar. Hey, everybody by the bar. We're starting in 5 minutes. So if you want to settle,
report to the bar.
Settle in now.
All homos report to the bar.
Yeah, there you go.
Remember that hacky bit?
That's a hacky bit.
Somebody would walk to the men's room during a guy comic and have all homos report to the men's room. Mm-hmm. And the crowd would laugh and we would laugh at these homos. It was good fun. It was fun. Come on.
Especially when you got to the men's room.
Hey now. We have no questions this week, so.
No questions?
No. None. The only question we had was, when is this thing fucking ending? And I said, I'm not responding to that question. How dare you, Bernie?
Well, they were listening to our episodes about talking about it being the last 5 episodes.
Oh.
So they're listening.
Yeah.
Wondering when and if
they're
we're
listening.
serious.
I'm listening. Who was that?
Yeah.
Sitcom character. That was his what do you call it? Tagline, trademark. I was drinking that green garbage.
That would be Frasier, Kelsey Graham.
I'm listening. Correct.
Bing ding 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 ding.
Well done. Potent potables. By the way, for 600.
Frasier 2 got picked up for its 2nd season.
I haven't seen it.
I think it's on Hulu.
Not interested.
Okay. Jimmy Dunn is on it. Boston comedian.
Oh. I didn't know that.
He plays a Boston sports guy, which is right in his wheelhouse. That's what he is.
Yeah.
And he used to be a host on Nesson up there, the New England version of ESPN.
Right, like WFAN in New York.
New York.
Nesson.
Yeah. But he's happy.
I read his book. Didn't Jimmy Dunn write a book?
He did. Boat Hack.
Because I read it because I remember it was years ago and he had worked cruise ships.
Mm-hmm.
So I read it thinking that would, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. He was escorted off at the end by security.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was Carnival. But he was back in the day before cameras and it was cruising was quite a bit different in the 80s and 90s.
It sure was, but he got fed up with the.
I would have loved to have really seen it back in the day.
He got some gratification on his departure. Yeah, he was like, I'm done with this piece of shit. Well, they weren't treating him well. Again, the company that we work for now treats us well. That's why we're still with them. He was not being treated well for another company.
Yeah.
And he was like, treat me well. No, I'm out of here.
And you can imagine how it must have been because current day, their treatment is not very good. And we're talking here 30 years ago. So, you can only imagine what they were dealing with entertainers then. But it was a different world with cruising because I remember meeting guys who were comedians on ships and they would fly on 2 shows that night, fly off the next day to another ship, 2 shows, fly off. They were called fly-ons, and they literally did fly on, fly off daily, and you could do 3 ships a week. or maybe 4 ships a week. Now, I don't know, thinking, are those 4 checks, or is that 1 check, 4 ships, that kind of thing? I don't know. Because if it's 4 checks, it's pretty sweet.
I've only, I caught the very tail end of that error, and I just did 2, where I literally stepped off a ship, walked across, like in St. Martin. Yeah. And got on another ship.
I've never done that.
2 paychecks, 2 different cruise lines.
Ooh.
It was a phone call. It was not. There's a lot of red tape now.
Yeah, I've never even done it. I would, sounds good to me.
Full check. So it's basically 7 days, but you're getting paid for 14.
I like it. That was the late great Joel Mason. That was one of his real.
Oh yeah.
Real, like, he wanted to be like Norma Ray. You know what I mean? He was like a real. We should make a union, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna get checks for each gig and not 1 check. And then we would drink, and he would just start forgetting about it and laugh. But he was right. If you're doing 2 different gigs or 2. He goes, it's 2. It's not 1. Why did they convince us it's 1 check?
Mm-hmm.
How did we fall for this? And
flying.
You're right. You're right.
One cruise line that I still work for was flying me mid cruise, and having me do half of one cruise and half of the next. So even though they had all new passengers and bodies, one check. They said, we're paying you for the
days,
daily,
right?
Prorating you. And so they're spending all this money flying you out to these, other countries, putting you up at resorts, and still making a huge profit that they can screw you over.
Huge. Royals just ordered 2 more of the icons. Mm-hmm. So you're right there. You're going 7 foot. You got, when they're all set up, there'll be 4 icons. You're doing 5 icons. You're sailing with over 30,000 people just on icons, let alone the rest of the fleet.
And North Korea has increased their submarine fleet.
And China's going into Taiwan, and we're all going to be dead soon. So enjoy it, folks.
Enjoy it,
YOLO.
folks.
YOLO.
YOLO, baby. Enjoy it while you can, and tune in, because during the downfall of humanity, we'll be here until we lose our signal.
We've been here, started in the plague. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. We could still be potting when. Did the sky just light up behind you? Oh yeah, that was another A-bomb. I've got about 6 minutes left, and then we'll
probably be on a ship though. So the captain go, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to, instead of going to Hawaii, we're going to Antarctica.
We are going to die. Enjoy your cruise.
We are running low on food, so pick someone that you think will taste good.
We are sailing into Poseidon's asshole, and we'll be dead in an hour. Thank you. Enjoy your cruise.
Hour. Enjoy
your cruise. Peace.
All hands.
So long, man. Have a good trip.
You. Iceberg, dead ahead. Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the 2 Owls, 1 Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What?
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
All right.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/forward2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.